Hello guys, gals, and envy pals. Welcome back to the Table of Terror. If you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Kameko. You can call me Miku if you'd like, and I am the creator and host of the Table of Terror podcast. This is episode 1 of season 2, and I don't know about you, but I am real excited. So if you've read the title of the video, you'll know what we're talking about today. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because it's kind of what I do. Today we are talking about yet another paranormal ritual, or as they're colloquially called often on the internet, a paranormal game. But I want to preface this by saying this is absolutely not a game, it is 100% a ritual, and I've seemingly taken it upon myself on this show to cover these rituals so that if y'all decide that you want to do something like this, at the very least you are informed on how to do it properly. You can I can tell you about the do's and don'ts if there's anything that you should take away from it, anything to expect, and often I share people's accounts of performing these rituals themselves. So stay tuned if any of that is interesting at all to you, because we're going to be talking about the Stranger Ritual. But before we jump straight into the meat of this episode, I would like to say, hey, it's spoopy season, and you're getting 3, not 2, but 3 episodes this month. You'll get the one you're listening to today, you're going to get one on October 30th, and then a part 2 of the one on October 30th you're going to get on Halloween Day, the Daddy Spoopy Day. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. That's not going to stay in. There's no way I can leave that in. Oh my god. I got a little carried away there. But I do want to say that if you are watching or listening to this and you would like to support the show in any way, the easiest way for you to do so is to simply like, subscribe, follow us, leave a 5-star review on whatever app you're listening to this on, because it really does help the show gain traction, and it helps us be able to be discovered so that more listeners can come in and experience this with us, and we can grow our little spoopy community here. If you would like to support the show monetarily, the best way for you to do so is to go over to our Patreon, because for $1 a month, you get access to not only early content, you'll get the episodes the day before they air for everyone else, but you'll also get to see some behind-the-scenes stuff. You'll get to see like my handwritten notes and stuff like that for each episode, and video versions of the podcast as well are going to be going up early on Patreon every episode. So the easiest way for you to support the show monetarily is Patreon. You can go over to patreon.com/tableofterrorpod to support us there. You can also make donations to the channel on our podcast website page. If you go to anchor.fm/tableofterror, it should be available to you there. So now that that part's out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the meat of this episode, this ritual, this thing. So there's something that I found that really unsettled me as I was researching this ritual, because look, at some point you're going to need a photo to perform this ritual, and every source that I found in researching this particular paranormal game, like, says to be careful about the photo, but none of them told you why you needed to be careful until the very end, which I think kind of defeats the purpose if you're trying to be as formed as possible as quickly as possible. So instead of just telling you to be careful about who is in this photo, and like save that for the end, I'm just going to tell you at the beginning. So there's no easy way to say this, and it's not going to sound nice, but the reason that you need to be careful about this photo, and particularly who is in this photo, is in this ritual, you're basically summoning a demon assassin. Now, I know how that sounds. It sounds crazy, completely far-fetched. Kameko, you've lost your mind. Look, I didn't make up this ritual. I just researched it. I'm just sharing it with y'all. So, don't come for me. But, legend has it, that sounds ridiculous, but anyway, my sources have said that whoever is the focus of the photo that you're going to use for this ritual is supposed to be the target for this, for lack of a better term, unseen assassin. So, the person in this photo that you use might actually die if you do this ritual and you do it correctly, which is awful. I don't even really want to talk about this in case someone decides to do it. But like, if you're gonna do it, I would rather you be safe. I don't know, guys. This is just a mess. But just keep in the back of your mind that someone could die within 3 days of performing this ritual, and it's just not something that I would like to promote. So I'm going to say right now that I do not promote this, I do not condone this. I never suggest that people should do any sort of ritual. Especially things like this where like you're forming contact and asking something of a, in some cases, malevolent entity. I just think it's a bad idea. So, if that isn't reason to dissuade you from, I'm gonna say that again. If that isn't reason enough to dissuade you from ever trying a ritual like this, I'll give you several more reasons along the way. Don't worry. This is not going to be different from any of my other episodes covering rituals in that regard. Like, I'm always going to tell you not to do it. So, be prepared for me to tell you not to do it multiple more times. Okay, so, still want to learn more? Cool, let's continue. Okay, let's talk about requirements and materials. First and foremost, this is a one-player game. This is a one-person ritual. I gotta stop wording things like that. So, you, yourself, whoever is performing the ritual, only that person, you're going to need a door, preferably a wooden door, because organicness, groundedness, I don't know, just like probably a wooden door anyway. The door must have a lock, and the door cannot have windows or a peephole. It needs to be a solid door. Nothing visual to it to go in and out. Just a plain wooden door. Please and thank you. You're also going to need 2 candles. You're going to need a white candle and a black candle. You want to talk about candles or color magic? I could do an episode about that in the future. We could get into that. But for now, white candles symbolize one thing, black candles symbolize another thing. If you want to learn more about it, you should research it. It's always good to do your own research and to keep yourself informed. But you are going to need a black and a white candle. And you're also going to need a gift for the stranger. A gift for this supernatural entity that you are summoning into your space. For this demon assassin that you're going to set upon someone, okay? You want to give them a gift. You need to give them a gift. Because you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You can't change it. Some important things to note about this gift is that it cannot be a power object. So it can have no connection to you personally. And you're probably not going to want something that can link you to what's going to happen because of this ritual anyway. So making sure that it's not a power object is another layer of security for you. Even though there's definitely not going to be security for the person in the ritual is being done to. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves now. But a safe option that I came to notice in doing research for this episode is that candy or sweets seems to be a safe option for a gift because it's easily accessible and it doesn't have a sense of connection to you. It's a nice thing, right? So you got one player, you've got your door that fits all of the necessities for this. You've got your 2 candles, 1 black, 1 white. You've got a gift for this thing that you're allowing into your space, and you're also going to need something to write with. I would suggest chalk because it'll be easy to wipe off later on. And you're going to want a photograph. You're going to want a photograph of a person fitting the following specifications, okay? You must personally take this photo, and it must be as recent as possible. So you have to take the photo yourself, and it has to be recent, preferably the same day, but just as recent as possible. And this photo cannot be of an immediate family member of yours because, demon assassin, you should leave as little room for error as possible. It's bad karma. It's just don't. Why would you want to do this to an immediate family member anyway? I don't understand. Okay, so we've got whoever is doing this ritual, the door with a lock on it, right? No way to see in or out of the door. You're going to want the black and white candle, your gift, your writing implement, and a photograph of a person. And that's what you're gonna need, so that's cool, I guess. I hate this so much, can you tell? Okay, so next we're gonna talk about the invitation process, but first, oh no, you know what time it is. It's shameless self-promo time. So if at any part of this episode you were like, hey, I did something like this and I want to share. I didn't do something like this, but I want to share. If you have paranormal experiences, you see something, experience something, doesn't necessarily have to be ghosts or spirits, could be cryptids, could be something else, could just be just strange. I would love to hear about it. If you would like to share, I am always interested in hearing people's stories. And if you specify that it's okay, you might even be on a future episode of the show. So the best way to share your stories with me and our community would be to send us an email at tableofterrorpod@gmail.com. But if you want to interact with the show or with me personally online, the best way for you to get in contact with the show is to go over to Twitter or Instagram at Table of Terror with an underscore after it. And if you want to contact me directly or follow me directly, it's Instagram and Twitter at Kameko Rios. That's MEKORIOS. And those are the basic ways to get a hold of me or the show. And if you also want to have some more spoopy things in the month of October, I stream on Twitch, usually at the end of the week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday sort of thing. Right now, since September all the way through October, I will be streaming and sometimes co-streaming different horror games. So it's spoopy. It's spoopy over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Kameko Rios. And starting in November, I will be hosting nightly. Every night, I will be hosting a little quiet study corner type of thing over on Twitch for NaNoWriMo. So, if you're interested in just having a chill, quiet, safe place to get some work done, to do some writing of your own for NaNoWriMo, come over to Twitch. It's nice. It should be fun. Twitch.tv/Kameko Rios. And now that all that, get that out of the way. That's out of the way. Is it gone? Great. Goodbye.
A few moments later.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the invitation process of this ritual. We talked about stuff up front that you should know. We talked about what you're going to need. Now let's talk about the actual invitation. Inviting this stranger into your house, or wherever you're doing the summoning. Hopefully you're not doing a summoning in your house. We've talked about not doing that a lot. But you're going to want to begin after nightfall. Basically, any time after the sun goes down is fine, but from what I've read, best results seem to spring from people doing this ritual, performing this ritual as close to midnight as they can. Probably because, witching hour is sometime between midnight and 3 a.m., depending on who you talk to and what they believe, where that veil is at its thinnest. But you can basically do this ritual anytime after nightfall. But you're gonna want to make sure, my goodness, I can't speak, that you are alone completely in the space. Nobody's there with you, it's just you. You're going to turn the lights off. You're going to want to close all of the windows or the curtains. Close your blinds, shut your shutters, and you're going to also want to cover any mirrors because it's a reflective surface. It can reflect light, and also mirrors are portals. If you want to learn more about that, you should do so. I highly recommend. Mirrors freak me the fuck out. Like all the time. Want to talk about mirrors? We can talk about mirrors in a future episode. Let me know if you want to hear it. No light. Shut everything down. Also, no electronics or anything like that. And you're going to want to keep the photo that you took of that person that something's going to happen to, maybe, to be on your person somewhere. So, probably in the pocket of your oversized sweatshirt that you're wearing because this ritual is sketchy as fuck. And you need the fuzzy warmth that you associate with comfort from this sweater. If that's you, I see you. You can't hide. There's no hiding. You cannot hide from me. I see you. Okay? So at that point, you're going to close the door and write the word stranger on the door, preferably with chalk, because again, you're going to want, you're not going to want to be able to wipe this off later. You're going to need to wipe this off later. So hopefully you got some chalk laying around, or you can go get chalk, like from the dollar store, the 99-cent store, or something. Less mess and easy to wipe away. So you're going to close the door and write the word stranger on it. And you're going to put your candles, one on either side of your door frame. And you're going to want, which color goes where doesn't matter. You're just going to want to light them. Okay? You're going to put them in place. You're going to light the candles. And then you're going to put your gift in front of the door. If you have a door that swings open, which you should, I think all doors should swing open. Swing towards you. You're going to want to put the gift far enough from the door that when the door opens, it's not going to hit it or move it. But it still needs to be like in front of the door. So, after you've put your gift in front of the door, you're going to you're going to knock on the door 3 times, and you're going to wait. If you hear nothing, do not proceed with the ritual. Do not proceed if you do not hear anything. You're going to wipe the words away, you're going to lock the door, blow out the candles, and only after sunrise are you going to unlock and open that door. But if you hear 3 knocks coming from the other side, it means that you may continue. You're going to then open the door, like just a couple of inches. Don't look through the crack. Don't look, okay? Just open the door and then turn around. Put your back to the door. That kind of treads the line right between the invitation and the actual exchange of the gifts. So once you hear those knocks and you open the door a little bit, you're going to turn around, because at no point during this ritual are you going to want to see the stranger for reasons that we'll cover in a bit. So you're going to do all that. If you knock 3 times and you hear 3 knocks in returns, it means it's cool. Open the door just a little bit, make sure your gift is right there, and turn around. Because the next part is the actual exchange of gifts. So you're turned around, right? You're not facing the door. Behind you, if everything is going properly, as it should, if you're doing this ritual successfully up to this point, the door should open behind you fully. Like, it should be wide open behind you. And you are supposed to be able to feel a presence as if someone is now in the room with you, which I think is terrifying. But, do as you will. And this is supposed to indicate that the stranger has arrived. Do not turn around or look at the stranger. The stranger may or may not approve of your gift, and you are going to know which is which in the moment. If the stranger does not approve of your gift, do not continue the ritual. It is unsafe for you to keep going. You're going to apologize and politely ask the stranger to leave, okay? If this works, the door is supposed to close behind you, at which point you can turn around, wipe the word stranger from the door, lock the door, blow out the candles, and wait for sunrise. Do not unlock the door before the sun comes up, okay? Because the stranger might decide, to come back, and I guess this is a spirit that can't unlock locked doors. Whatever, I'm just letting you know what I found out, okay? Now, the same thing goes if for any reason you don't want to continue with the ritual. You're going to want to apologize, wait for the door to close, wipe the word away, blow out the candles, lock the door, wait for sunrise, and then you should be okay. No promises, but you should be fine. And on the other hand, if the stranger does, in fact, approve of your gift, it's going to request a name from you, at which point you're going to look at the photo that you took, and you're going to say this person's full name out loud. And then you're going to wait. At some point, you're going to hear the door close and feel the presence fade away. After that, turn around, and your gift should be gone. Shouldn't be there anymore. And at this point, you're going to wipe the word away from the door. You're going to lock the door. Go ahead and blow out the candles and wait until sunrise. Do not, at any point, for any reason, unlock that door before sunrise, because the ritual doesn't actually end until sunrise. Okay? Now, another thing you're going to want to do, probably before sunrise, you should do it as soon as possible. As soon as you've blown out the candles and locked the door and you're set, you're going to want to burn that photograph completely, just to ashes. Nothing should be left. Because apparently, if you don't burn the picture fast enough, the person in the picture gets, I don't know whether literally or symbolically, but it gets replaced by you, which means that the stranger would then be coming for you. So, I have a feeling that anyone interested in this ritual wouldn't want that coming back around to them anyway, but the way to avoid that is to make sure that you burn that photo as soon as you can. And then that basically brings us to the results. You're going to want to keep an eye on the obituaries in the next 3 days. If you see the name that you gave to the stranger when it appeared, then I guess that you can consider the ritual a success. Not that this type of success is, yeah, I'm not gonna even go there. We're not gonna go there. We're just gonna, just please make sure that you know the risks of doing something like this. It really doesn't seem safe or safe. So, yeah. Some additional notes. As long as you don't at any point turn around or look at the stranger, the research that I have done says that there's no need for you to be afraid of them because they're your guest. And as such, they cannot or will not harm you, which I'm really glad that this entity is so heckin' polite because it's just nice. It's just kind of nice, right? But if the stranger does not approve of your gift, or you choose to stop the ritual, right? Because you have that choice as well. If either of those things happen and you don't find success in this ritual, unfortunately, you will not ever be able to perform this ritual again. Why? It won't be safe for you. The stranger will be displeased, and it just seems like a bad thing to piss this entity off. So, also, along the same lines, look, the consequences for doing something wrong seem to vary from person to person and from story to story, but at the very least, it's said that if you do something wrong during this whole thing, that the stranger won't ever leave. Like ever. That it'll just, haunt you. That's, best case scenario if something goes wrong. Something goes wrong and it's not the best case scenario, I guess you can use your imagination. And again, do not forget to burn that photograph because the consequences could prove to be fatal for you or whoever's doing it. So, yeah. Let's take a moment to think about that, and we're gonna come back and talk about some people's experiences who have actually performed this ritual. Hi, it's me. I'm back.
A few moments later.
So I lied. We're not going to share anyone's experience with this ritual because I can't find anyone talking about their experience with this ritual, which with all honesty is probably a good thing, because now that you've heard about what this ritual entails and what it means and what can happen because of it, I'm just really glad actually that there's nothing to share. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that because this is not a thing, but I couldn't find anything about it. So yeah, if you find something and you want to send it my way, cool. Maybe I can do an update on this episode. But season 1, episode 1, Stranger Ritual, that seems to be about it. If at any point, not at any point, we're at the end here, I don't know what I'm doing. If you have a paranormal experience of any sort that you would like to share, that you feel comfortable doing that with, again, you can send an email our way, you can reach out on social media, and I would gladly take in that information, possibly reach out to you for a future episode, and that could be fun. I would love for this to be a safe space and a welcoming community for anyone who wants to be here. So, with that being said, there's one more thing that you can do, one more little piece of social media, okay? If you would like to join our community, I have a Discord set up. It's actually a joint Discord between me and a friend that I stream with. His name on Twitch is TerribleGamerYL. I'll leave that in the show notes along with all of the other information. But if you'd like to join our Discord, there is a place to also share information about the podcast and any thoughts that you have. You can give feedback. You can share your stories. We can just talk about the poopy things. However you want to do that, if you would like to join our Discord community and be part of the fam, you can do so. The links will be in the show notes and the description. So, with that being said, I think it's about time to sign off. So, as always, please, not as always, I guess this is the first time I'm going to say it like this because season 2, but please take care of yourselves, take care of others, wear a mask, wash your hands, don't forget to vote on November 3rd or earlier if you can. Okay, please go out and vote, make your voice heard, and make sure to drink water because it's good for your body. Okay, bye.